Hey everyone, 3XL Dave here, posing as the Prime Minister of England. You thought it was Theresa May? No. Does she preside over an empire on which the sun never sets? Not anymore, but this is the year 2066, so who knows what will happen by then, but alright, enough silliness. It's the Earth1000AD scenario, and we finally have liberalism in the year 2067. And I think we do want to adopt free speech. If you're going to pursue a cultural victory, you would probably want to go for free speech much earlier than we did. China had it even before we attacked them and knocked them out of the culture game. So yeah, free speech, that will double our cultural output. And let's see. Let's go ahead and do communism now too, and maybe we'll adopt state property as well. And these measures will get us to a cultural victory a lot faster, which is where we're headed. It is just still blowing my mind that Saladin has not declared war on us. Uranium? Are you out of your mind? No. But I wouldn't mind taking your incense and your gold per turn for hit movies. And let's see, how about silver? Hit movies, silver. Why don't you give us... Oh, I forgot to ask for the gold per turn. Okay, that's fine. Modern armor in Casablanca. Now let's just build wealth. I guess we could take time to build the internet someplace where we don't have anything else going on. We may pick up some free text that way. So, Azatlan, you want to build the internet for us? 12 turns. Okay, go to work, and go to work. So we're closing in quickly on cultural victory, folks. Okay, supermarket here. Go to work, go to work. Another quick check here on our progress. London is already legendary, right? So London reached 50,000 culture in the last segment. And York, less than 13 turns, because once Mount Rushmore is done and they're back to culture, we're off and running. Okay, so we're almost there, folks. We're almost there.
When I give food to the poor, they call me a saint. When I ask why the poor have no food,
before we are going to switch to state property, but before we do, let's take a look at what our city maintenance is right now. Laser, why not? So if we look here, city maintenance 828, civic upkeep 228. So a total of like 1056, right? Okay, now watch what happens when we switch away from mercantilism to state property. City maintenance 774, civic upkeep 211. So it's gone down to 985. Well, that's less than 100 gold per turn. Guess we still have quite a bit of city maintenance, but still, it's a nice savings. We can even go to, let's see, 40% or even 50% culture now. And speed up our victory. So, Bristol is now legendary. Okay. Here, let's build some modern armor here. And okay, London, some modern armor there as well. So I hope you've enjoyed this playthrough with its bizarre set of conditions. So the Earth 1000 AD scenario, if you play the Beyond the Sword version, starts with 17 civs. You can play as any one of them. That includes the Aztecs and the Byzantines. And we deleted 11 of them, right? And just started with these 6, which I chose randomly through a random number generator. No, not canceling our deals with Saladin. Okay, and then also randomly chose to be England in this game. And then we had turned off tech trading. And what else did we do? A great scientist. Let's try to move you across the continent here, and then airlift you. Let's see, there's no academy in Bristol, so I guess if we built an academy there, that'd be cool, or whatever. So yeah, we had no tech trading, and what else did we do? We made a couple of map alterations, and then only 3 victory conditions. And they were Conquest, Domination, and Culture. Now on this great big map, Domination is tough. Conquest, of course, a little more doable with only 6 civs. And so we started out thinking, well, you know, maybe we will win by conquest. But then we saw that China was working on culture, and they're in a much better, you know, the starting conditions of the game are much better for China for pursuing cultural victory. And we had to stop them. And so basically the game ended up sort of forcing us into this. 2 more turns and York will be legendary, and then press the enter button 1 more after that and we will have won.
Nothing travels faster than the speed of light, with the possible exception of bad news, which obeys its own special laws.
Okay, now I don't care what anybody builds anymore. So, we're just going to automate wherever cities are done doing their thing. Okay. Isn't there an airport there? Yes, but I guess he can't airlift himself yet because he moved some on that turn. Okay, so let's see. York, 1 turn, which means 2 presses of the enter button to victory. Or 1. Okay, so we have won a cultural victory. And hope you've enjoyed the ride. Okay. So we get to look at this big statue, and there's a Colosseum and pyramids and lighthouse and so forth, yeah. Okay, so do we want to watch the map? So here's the starting map, right? Because, again, we deleted all but 6 civs. So there was us, there was Russia, there was Arabia, China, Korea, and the Incans over here. And by making a couple of map alterations, we opened up the continent, you know, the Americas, to the Incans so that they could spread and settle. In the standard scenario, they're boxed in west of the Andes, and it's yeah, they're just in a terrible, this is terrible starting condition. And then there are a bunch of barbarian cities around. Okay, so we'll play this if you want to see it. So we expanded up here to Iceland because that was another alteration we'd made, which is to connect up here. Captured Dublin. Started settling some cities in the gap left by France and Germany and Spain and so on. Saladin was allowed to spread up into Central Asia. And as I recall, the first declaration of war in the world was when Saladin demanded our world map, and we said, no. So there we are capturing barbarian cities in North America. So when we refused to give him our world map, he declared war on us. So then we captured Syracuse and Casablanca. We captured Chichen Itza, we settled Panama in order to be able to cut through the Americas by sea. We circumnavigated the globe, we got refrigeration early, we had a fast-moving navy helping us to get over and attack China, basically take over southern China, the land cities anyway. And there we are, making our move on China. And then Peter was tremendous help, capturing several cities in the west, and Saladin jumped in to the fray. When that was all over with, we prepared for what I really thought was an inevitable war with Saladin. We had nukes ready to go and everything. Instead, he decided to... China broke free from vassalage, and then Saladin attacked China, made him a vassal again. Never did declare war on us. Okay. Time spent, 10 hours and 5 minutes. Plus the time that you wait between turns for the game to do its thing. Alright. Let's take a look. Here's the score over time. And GNP. Well, we ended up number 1 there. Saladin was... so China had a really good run there for a while. Manufactured goods. Okay, we were... Look at that, we were way below Saladin toward the end there. He had mining ink, though. Crop yield. Power. So we actually finished the game being 3rd in power with our vassal, Peter, more powerful than us. And you can see toward the end, Saladin was really building up. So... and then there we are with culture. So, let's see. Top 5 cities. London, York, and then Cairo and Bristol. Demographics. Alright. So there's all that info in case you're interested. We did end up with the highest population. Let's see. We built 27 barracks during the game. Let's see what other buildings were popular. Well, 24 factories, 29 libraries, 25 universities, 30 theaters, 27 stock exchanges, and so on and so forth. Okay. As for units, Let's see. We had 27 workers at the end of the game. We built 97 SAMs. No, we built 111. Only lost 16 of them. So SAMs were a big part of our army for a long time. 42 tanks there toward the end. Built 58 artillery in the course of the game. Only lost 17 of those. 25 galleons, 30 frigates, 12 tactical nukes, etc. I must have skipped. No, we saw tanks. Okay, now it'll tell us that we displayed the leadership qualities of Dan Quayle, right? Yes. Oh boy. I don't get no respect from this game, I'm telling you. So, when I see Dan Quayle, I just laugh. If I see Augustus Caesar, I say, well, how about that? You know, I don't put a lot of stock in this, but I have gotten all of these leaders, including Augustus Caesar. So let's see where we ended up here in terms of, let's see, cultural victories. Elizabeth of England, way down here on the list someplace. Let's see. This was on noble difficulty. Okay, that's the only cultural victory I've gotten on noble difficulty. So you can see my history there. I've played a few games on Prince and Monarch, and I've won some on Prince, but most of the time I don't. So right now I'm kind of a noble difficulty player. It's another thing I like about this game is that it has what, 9 different difficulty levels, which I think is great because you can find where you're comfortable and where you feel challenged and you're having fun. Okay, so thanks for coming along for the ride. Again, if you've got suggestions for my next playthrough, something that you'd like to see, I'm open to requests. I can't guarantee that I'll do it, but if it sounds interesting to me, then I'm open to ideas. Okay, well, thanks again. 3XL Dave, signing off.